thought that I had learned this by now, but I constantly keep reminding myself of this one particular truth about women and in relationships. And that is this, is that she's always going to be testing you. And you would think after 10 years of marriage, I would have learned this, but it happened again. Just this last week, she tested me. What happened was this. So we have a coffee maker up in our master bathroom. So that way it's set the night before. So I make the coffee the night before. It goes off in the morning. When I wake up, there's a fresh pot of coffee right there. And I just got to walk from my bed to the bathroom, grab myself a cup of coffee. Now, I also like a particular kind of creamer. And I bring up that creamer the night before and I put it up into in the bathroom. And then I drink my coffee. And my wife does the same thing. But this particular morning, my wife said to me, "Would you please take the creamer down to the refrigerator?" And guess what I didn't do? I didn't remember to bring it down. It sat up there all day long. And so when she came home from work, guess what? She was a little annoyed. She actually said to me, "Chuck, sometimes I think you just don't pay attention to anything that I say." And it was like, "Oh, sorry. Yeah, I messed that one." And I apologized. I said, I was really distracted. My wife knows I have ADHD. Nevertheless, she's still testing me on these kind of things. And she was testing me, and I failed the test because she wanted to know three things. And I'm going to talk about those three things today. Now, the test didn't stop there. The next morning, guess what? She said the same thing to me. She said, "Chuck, will you please remember to bring the creamer down when you come downstairs?" Guess what I did? I brought it down. Why? Because I knew this was a test. This was a second test. I wasn't going to fail it twice. Why do women test us though? Why did my wife test me like this? What is it about the feminine that is constantly testing the energy of the masculine? And I want to tell you the three reasons that I found for myself why I think this is true, at least from my experience. Try them on for size and see if it works for you. So here we go. The number one reason that women will test, from my experience, is that women want to be seen. Now think about this. Women are all about the aesthetics. Women wear makeup. Women, go to a store, go to any department store and look at the size of the women's clothing compared to the men's clothing. Women are all about the looks. Women are all about the aesthetics. They're on the outside appearance. Women are about like how do things look? When we have friends over, my wife is busy cleaning the house because she wants it to look great for other people. She doesn't want to be judged. She wants people to have a good time. And so there's this part of every single woman who just wants to be seen. I think when my wife said to me, "Chuck, sometimes I think you just ignore whatever I say." She was basically saying, "Sometimes I think that you don't see me." And that probably is true. Probably I think a lot of the times I'm so in my head, I'm so focused about trying to get my job done, be on mission, be on point, that I forget to be present with her. And when I'm not present with her, she feels that. She feels this sense of she's not being seen. So consciously, I have to remind myself, give her time and attention, let her know that she's seen. Now, think about let's say your wife, your girlfriend, or something, they go and they get their hair done, right? And then they come back and you don't say anything. You kind of notice something's different, but you're not exactly sure what, and you don't want to get it wrong. And so you don't say anything. And then she says, "Do you notice anything different about me?" It's a test. She's testing you. Do you see me? Do you notice my beauty? Do you notice the thing about me that makes me attractive? Are you attracted to me? Think about like the little girl. If those of you have daughters, what's a little girl do? She's like spinning around in her tiara. "Daddy, can you see me? Daddy, daddy, look at me." because the feminine wants to be seen. The feminine wants to be attractive. The feminine is always going to test to see if you can see her. So that's number one. Number two is women want to know, can you handle me? Am I going to overwhelm you? Am I too much? A woman wants to know if you can handle her because she wants to and she needs to know that you can do what's right for you, even in the face of her wanting something from you. And this is this shit test that most of us guys fail. What she wants, consciously or unconsciously, is she wants to know that you can say no to her. Now, why would she want this? Why would she want to know that you can say no to her? She wants to know that you can say no to her because if you could say no to her, she can trust that you're going to say no to any woman out there in the world who's maybe coming on to you. She wants to know that you know how to say no when the temptation to say yes is great because that's how she trusts. That's why sometimes a woman will say something to us and we'll say, no, I don't think that's a good idea. And then she'll kind of like beg and plead or give you the cold shoulder or do some kind of thing in order to test you to see, are you going to stand strong? Can you handle this? Can you handle the feminine in a way that's going to make me feel safe? And if you cave, if you give in to that thing, and even if she's like really upset, you cave and you give in, she will not trust you. And that's what women need the most is they need to feel like they can trust you. And that is actually number three. Am I safe? The feminine test because the feminine wants to know that they're safe. Like this weekend, I had a refrigerator and it wasn't working very well. So I had a guy come out and look at it. And what did he do? He ran a test on it. And the test let him know and let me know what was wrong with the refrigerator so I could fix it. Once we get that done, refrigerator's working, we're good to go. But it needed to be tested. It needed to be understood. And the feminine wants nothing more than for you to protect her heart, to protect her safety physically, to protect her emotionally. The masculine energy is one of protection. The masculine, it's that warrior energy of like, yes, I've got you. I'm protecting you. You are safe. Several years ago, my wife and I were on our way to a theater. Just as we were walking into the parking lot, there was this amazingly loud crack of thunder just right over our head. And I grabbed my wife and I pulled her underneath me to protect her. I didn't know what the sound was. It sounded like a gunshot or something, but I grabbed her and she said that was the sexiest thing I had ever done because she felt safe. She knew that I had her back. And her need for safety comes from that biological instinct. She's not as physically strong. She's vulnerable, especially if she has children. She wants to know that she's safe and she's protected. So it's a very, very primal instinctual drive that women have to test us men because they want to know, am I safe? Do you see me? And can you handle me? Are you going to go anywhere? And if we pass these tests, and they are constant, we will develop trust and connection with her. Now, the thing that we can't do, we can't say, you shouldn't want to test me anymore. Because the moment we say, you shouldn't test me anymore, is the moment she says, I can't trust you. Instead, when we're like, yeah, go ahead and test me, see what I got. And you're open to those tests and you don't get butt hurt when you find out that she's testing you. Instead, you just take it on as a challenge. That's going to increase the amount of trust she has for you, which is going to create more attraction and it's going to create more attachment. And she's going to want to be with you. She's going to want you to stay because she can trust you. So next time the feminine tries to test you, don't resist it. Just go, I got this, and go put away the creamer. That's what I got for today. like, subscribe, hit the smash the alert button, all that kind of stuff. And oh yeah, so give me some comments below. Tell me, how have you been tested by the feminine? Like, how has that shown up in your own life? Are there other ways in which you see that the feminine test? Write comment below, and then I'll see you next time.